Coming up on Lexington Now, Lexington and Louisville's mayors are teaming up to bring money to the region. The vacuum leaf collection truck is headed your way, and we're getting more money to help clean up the environment. These stories and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Sherelle Roberts, and welcome to this week's edition of Lexington Now, where we give you an inside look at what's going on in your urban county government. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray and Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher are teaming up to bring more money to our region. The jobs growing plan is called the Beam Foreign Direct Investment Plan. The mayors announced this new initiative at a press conference.
Well, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Appreciate you all coming out the Monday after. Sadiqa Reynolds is here, the president of the Louisville Urban League. Thank you. Our founding chairman, Jim Host, thank you as well. And we'll be going into a meeting of the BEAM initiative shortly after this. Just a little history. Mayor Gray and I were elected on the same day in 2010. Like the rest of the country, our cities were trying to figure out how to come out of the recession that we were in. And so as business folks, we were asking ourselves a bunch of essential questions. How do we grow our economy so we have enough good jobs for our citizens? And that question led to other questions like how do we capitalize on the strengths of our existing industries while cultivating emerging industries in our cities? And then how do we help our businesses market their products and services internationally? We had both done a lot of international business as business folks and entrepreneurs. And then how do we prepare our economy for what we saw surely would be growth coming back to our cities? And that included our companies, our workforce, our economic business development communities to adapt to a world that was becoming increasingly global. And we knew that if you were not playing on a global stage and you had foreign competitors, your days could be numbered. So we knew from our previous careers that it was best if we got our teams together. It means working together as cities to showcase our region's greatest strengths to the world. International companies are part of the region's most important sectors. We see that here: automotive, chemicals, business services, life sciences, and of course, nobody touches our bourbon industry. So when you look at companies like Clariant, a Swiss company, Flex Films, Indian, a company in Elizabethtown, Hogan Lovells, UK in Louisville, Medea, China in Louisville, Linnick, Denmark, also in Louisville, and more represent just a part of the FDI around the Louisville area, not to mention Toyota, Will's here, Bertley, Sumitomo, Coldstream Laboratories, and many, many more in the Lexington area. So these companies all see the massive benefit of investing in our region, and we want more of the companies to do the same. The Beam region has been selected by the Brookings Institution to be part of a group of cities to develop plans for increasing the role of FDI in achieving key economic development goals around job growth, wage growth, increased industry activity, and increased innovation. Brookings contributed original research, coaching, and access to peers across the country. And that learning cohort has been tremendous for us as we've benchmarked our efforts against other cities and have improved our approach. So, Merrick, to you and the whole Brookings team, I really want to say thank you. You guys have been a tremendous partner throughout all this. Japan's investment in Beam Suntory, China's investment in GE Appliances, Mexico's investment in Louisville Ladder, and many others are part of the international M&A activity we also see in our region. We are in a global world. There is some question, obviously, with the new presidential team coming in place as to what's going to be happening with trade, with FDI, with exports. But frankly, I'm not sure any of us know right now. So we'll just kind of keep the course, keep making good quality products, have high productivity, and I think the future will take care of itself.
Greg and I often talk about how much that we've been able to do beyond just the economic themes of this initiative, the BEAM initiative. But our cities today are working together on so many of the challenges that we have as cities, and that translates into so many ways in both of our cities. I want to thank everyone for joining us today as we announce the BEAM Global Trade and Investment Plan. It's our guide to more intentionally, more deliberately pursuing foreign direct investment. For their work on the plan, I also want to thank the BEAM teams in both cities, GLI and the Commerce Lexington team of Jenna Greathouse, Allison Boyd, Kimberly Rossetti, and Hannah Crumrine, Mary Ellen Wiederwall in Mayor Fisher's office, and Kevin Atkins in my office. Greg already thanked folks at the state and federal levels. I also want to deeply thank again Amy and Merrick and Brad and the folks at Brookings, who have spent 5 years, as Mayor Fisher said, in working with the cities of Lexington and Louisville to grow our economies and position our region as a globally focused, forward-looking hub. When we think of foreign direct investment, or FDI, in Lexington, of course, there's the famous example, Will James, of your company, of Toyota. That investment has been building now for 30 years. Yes, one result of their investment is jobs, really great jobs. And those jobs continue to grow with the recent addition of the Lexus line. But it's more than that. Toyota is so large, so significant, and so well run a company that it's really like a planet. It exerts a gravitational pull, bringing together companies and jobs to Kentucky. Suppliers and talent and investment want to be close to Toyota. That's the way it is. And it brings partners like the Bluegrass Community and Technical College into its orbit to create things like Kentucky Fame, the program that's filling the pipeline for the next generation of manufacturing workers. And now Kentucky Fame is statewide. That's a big deal.
For more information on the BEAM program, you can log on to the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. Well, despite the fact that the warm weather is holding on, winter is on the way. And that means the city is continuing its efforts to clear the streets of fallen leaves. Here's more on the vacuum leaf collection program.
The last couple of years, we've collected around 1,500 tons of leaves, and we expect to collect that many and possibly more this year.
Leaf collection is a big job in Lexington, Fayette County, but Rob Allen says his folks are more ready than ever to get going to help residents clear the leaves from yards and streets.
The vacuum loose leaf collection program is for residents of Fayette County that get city trash pickup.
Workers will be vacuuming leaves Monday through Saturday for extended hours.
Several crews come by, a big vacuum machine, and suck them up. Then we transport them to our yard waste landfill where they're turned into compost. You know, it's an aesthetic thing, plus it's to keep the leaves out of the storm sewer system. We've had quite a bit of leaf drop, and what we don't want to see is those storm sewers get clogged up and we have flooding, and then the temperature drops and then you have ice.
Neighborhoods will get one visit this season, so knowing your pickup time is important. And it's being made easier thanks to a new interactive website.
Go to lexingtonky.gov/leaves, and there is a map detailing the collection areas of the city. You can type in just your street or both your house number and your street, and it'll tell you if you get collection, when that collection is scheduled for. But we're also going to have a feature on that map as similar to what they do for garbage collection, that's going to tell you leaf collection is on time, has been delayed by the weather. Plus, this map is going to contain information as far as streets we've completed, where we're at, and where we're going.
Allen reminds citizens that only leaves should be piled up for pickup.
It should be leaves only, no sticks, debris, dead critters, garbage. Those things are a hazard to the workers and can also damage the equipment.
And if you miss a pickup or don't have one scheduled, no worries. There are still ways to get rid of your fallen leaves.
They can take their leaves out to the Haley Pike landfill, use the yard waste bags, so they get coupons for free bags if they call Lex Call 311. And of course, the yard waste continues their year-round pickup schedules.
For more information about the vacuum leaf collection program, you can log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. Lexington prides itself in being one of the safest cities of its size in our region, and now it's getting even safer thanks to a new state-of-the-art 911 center. We got a tour of one of the new high-tech 911 workstations from Enhanced 911 Director Robert Stack.
What we have over here is a typical call taker position.
Enhanced 911 Director Robert Stack is giving us a tour of the new 911 telecommunicator workstations.
But what they have at their disposal is monitors that show them the telephone call coming in, a monitor that shows them a map of where this call is coming from. They also have just regular internet that they can bring up if they want to look at something on the internet. They have their computer-aided dispatch screens here, so they have a lot of resources available to them right here at these 6 monitors. They also have their own personal fans.
He says making the workstations high-tech and comfortable means employees are happier and more productive.
And the nice thing about these positions is they raise and lower. So if you're tired of sitting and you want to raise this position up, you can sit here and raise it all the way up. We want them to be comfortable, and as you can see in the wall behind me, they have TV monitors to view weather. We require weather and news to be on at all times. We have a status monitor that shows who's busy in the room, what kind of call they're on. We have surveillance cameras, we have traffic cameras. We have the ability from this room to control the traffic cameras. So we can blank out an image, we can zoom in on an image to see how many vehicles are involved in a collision. So there's a lot of information that these dispatchers and call takers here have available to them at all times. This is truly a state-of-the-art center.
For more information about 911 and how you can keep yourself safe before an emergency happens, log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. And coming up after the break, holiday parking, cigarette butts, and giant holding tanks.
Welcome to Your Health, starring Your Hands. On today's show, washing your hands. If people don't wash their hands often, especially when they're sick, they can spread germs directly to other people or onto surfaces that others touch. And before you know it, everyone has come down with something. It's important to wash your hands frequently with good soapy water. Here's some hand washing tips. Wash your hands after using the bathroom. Wash your hands after coughing or blowing your nose. Wash your hands before eating, serving, or preparing food. Wash your hands after playing with your pets or touching other animals. Wash your hands after outdoor activities. Wash your hands before and after visiting someone who's sick. Wash your hands when they get dirty. And wash your hands after changing those diapers. Thanks for watching Your Health, and remember, wash those hands frequently.
Rainwater that washes down our storm sewers goes directly into our creeks and streams, taking with it what's on the ground. So if you leave a little litter or pet waste on a sidewalk near Versailles Road, it goes into Wolf Run Creek. Don't trash the bluegrass.
Hello, I'm Detective Mark Thomas with the Lexington Police Department. You may also know me from Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about a new texting system that we have available through any smartphone. In the body of your message, you can text LexPD plus your tip to crimes. When you're submitting anonymous information, we ask that you include several things that would help us conduct the investigations more thoroughly, such as a person's name, their home address, possible license plate numbers, any other people involved, or why you think that they're conducting the type of activity that you believe that they are. All of those things, no matter how small you believe they could be, are relevant to the investigation. So please include those. So remember, you can send your anonymous tip information either through text, you can call the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers anonymous tip line at 859-253-2020, or you can go online to bluegrasscrimestoppers.com. Thank you.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Fire Administration. Have 2 ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least 2 ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Welcome back to the show. Trees are going up, lights are shining, and someone is making their list and checking it twice. Yes, the holidays are right around the corner. And if you're looking to do some holiday shopping, downtown Lexington is the place to come. And thanks to some upgrades, there's plenty of parking.
My name is Gary Means, Executive Director of the Lexington Parking Authority. The Victorian Square Garage is really handy for shops like the Broadway shops that are right inside the garage down on Broadway. We've got shops there. We've got shops across the street at the square, which you can walk across Broadway or conveniently use the pedway to walk across to those shops. So there's a lot of great restaurants and new retail establishments in the square that you can easily get to from the Victorian Square Garage. And as you can see, there's a lot of spaces on the rooftop of the garage on almost any given day, and we've got great elevators that'll take you down to wherever you need to go if you have trouble getting around. We've always got a spot for you. Another great thing about parking downtown and in parking garages that we run is we've color-coded all the floors. A lot of times one of the things when you're shopping, you forget maybe where you left your car, and this makes it really easy to remember what floor you're on by the color coding. We have pretty good weather here in Lexington, typically in the wintertime, but sometimes it gets a little cold or a little rainy. But don't let that stop you when you want to go out shopping or dining. You can park in the Victorian Square Garage, and on the 3rd level, walk right across that pedway and stay out of the rain, carry all your packages back to your car safely. Whenever you pull into a Lexpark garage, you hit the green button and a token will come out right here. But a really great way to get in and get out quickly is to use your credit card. We have a credit card in, credit card out feature. So you insert your credit card right here, the gate will go up, your time starts, and when you leave, you'll insert your credit card at the exit gate and you're home free. Also, when you're coming downtown, you never really have to be worried about are there enough spaces in a Lexpark garage, because we've got those signs like the one behind me that tells you how many spaces are left. So when you're coming down shopping or coming down to a sporting event, check out those signs and you'll know how many spaces are left, so you'll be comfortable pulling into the garage. Another great thing that you might notice when you come downtown shopping and parking in downtown Lexington is this crew. That's the new Downtown Lexington Management District, and they're out making these sidewalks cleaner and safer for all the shoppers and diners in downtown Lexington.
There you go.
Come on, man. I'm not worried. Get all close to me. When you pull into the parking lot that serves the Lexington Center Corporation and their shops and Rupp Arena, you're going to see a gate like this. Just hit the button, pull the ticket, and when you go to the shops, they'll validate your parking for you. So we're on the Lexington Center lot now. If you want to go shopping at the Lexington Center shops, you're going to find all kinds of parking on this lot that's on High Street, and the folks that run the shops inside will validate your parking for you. You might be familiar with this lot if you've attended events at Rupp Arena, but it's a great place to park when you're going to go shopping with them as well. Another thing to keep in mind when you're downtown, we've talked about parking garages and parking lots, is the parking meters, and also how to find out information about where parking is available and how much it might cost. We've got a great app called Park Me that you can download free to your mobile device, or you can look it up on your computer at home, and it'll tell you what the rates are at all the different lots and garages in downtown and the availability about how full they are at any given time. And we've got another great app called Pay by Phone that works at our parking meters. You can download that as well to your mobile device and set up an account, and that allows you to pay the meter, go to your meeting or your lunch or your shopping, and then if you're going to stay a little bit longer, it'll give you a reminder and says, hey, your meter's about to expire, and you can extend your time right from where you're at, so you don't have to run out and worry about getting a parking ticket. So that's the Pay by Phone app. And then for information about all the rates and things, the Park Me app works great for that. And then if you're interested in finding out about the kind of great shops that we have in downtown, you might want to look up LexingtonCenterShops.com. You could also go to the Square, Lexington.com, to find out about some of the great shops in the Square. And then DowntownLexington.com has some great information about the different shops and restaurants in our great downtown. Well, I hope you've picked up a lot of tips about parking downtown. And for more information from the Parking Authority, check out our website at lexpark.org.
Lexington has won awards in the past for being a beautiful city, but I'll tell you what, there is nothing pretty about cigarette butts all over the ground. And that's why we are working hard to clean up our streets thanks to a new grant.
Hi, I'm Patricia Knight from the Keep Lexington Beautiful Commission. If you caught us in our first segment with Chef Renata from the Lexington Diner, you know that we got a $10,000 grant from Keep America Beautiful for cigarette litter prevention. For our project this year, we chose downtown bars and restaurants. Chef Renata participated in the program with us and kicked it off back in the spring, and I'm here today with my friend Ron from the Sweet Spot to talk about how the experience was for him. Ron, tell us more.
Well, being right outside the bus stop, we have a lot of people that just kind of hang out on the sidewalk, and we were having quite a bit of cigarette butt problems, and luckily with the grant, we now, if you could look around, you'd see we are butt free.
We're happy to be able to provide that service to our downtown bars and restaurants. And if any of you happen to not have participated in the program but you're interested, please give us a call at 311 and ask for Louise Caldwell to help get and she'll help you get a urn for outside your property. So we're so happy to have participants like the Sweet Spot and the Lexington Diner participate with us. Our goal is to keep the cigarettes down and out of the water drains and storm drains downtown, as well as the beautification side. No one wants to see ugly cigarette butts on the street. So we're so proud of all of our participants in this year's program, and we look forward to the next program.
For more information about this grant and other environmentally friendly projects, you can log on to the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. When you flush the toilet, wash your clothes, or brush your teeth, that water goes down the drain into the sewer. But what happens if the sewer gets too full? Well, it could overflow, and that could create a nasty problem. Thankfully, Lexington has a solution for that. It's called a wet weather storage tank. Charlie Martin explains.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm out here today with Charlie Martin, the Director of the Division of Water Quality, and we are in front of a really big tank. Charlie, can you tell us a little bit about the tank?
This is the Lower Cane Run wet weather storage tank. Essentially, there's a pump station located behind it. It's been there since the 90s, and it has a tendency to overflow when we have a lot of rain. So the tank is being built to basically accept that overflow rather than going into the creek. That's a 10 million gallon tank, so you're right, that is a big, big tank.
So you mentioned to me before that last year we had several overflows and that the tank would have prevented most of those. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, 2015 was a really wet year for us, and we would have had actually recorded 13 overflows at this location. If the tank would have been here, it would have accepted all of the flow except for one of those. And so that's what we're doing here. Basically, you know, we were sued by EPA back in 2006, and part of the settlement of that consent decree, or that legal agreement, was to build infrastructure that eliminated overflows that happen on rainy days.
Well, this tank is kind of unique because it is on the Legacy Trail. So tell me a little bit about what makes this tank different from the other ones we will be building around town.
Well, and all of them are unique because certain sites, call for certain needs. We want to try to blend in as much as you can with a tank of this size. But the fact that we were plopping this thing right down in the middle of the Legacy Trail was a concern of ours. It had to be here because we're at actually the low spot of what we call Lower Cane Run. And everything drains to the lowest spot in sewer world. So we had to be here, but because the trail was here, I didn't want us to stick a big albatross right in the middle of it and everybody feel like they didn't get anything out of it. So we had some stakeholders meet with us, give us some ideas about some things that we could do that would be of a benefit to trail users. And the outcome of that is that there will be some landscaping and some scrim that kind of changes the appearance of the tank. But more importantly is a fairly generous amount of trees, because we heard from a lot of folks who are bike and trail users that said we need shade. And we're also providing restroom facilities and kind of just a little break area where you can pull off with your bike or what have you, sit down and relax, and hopefully over time those trees and that landscaping will diminish some of the appearance of that tank to where it doesn't look so obviously huge, and at the same time, like I said, provide a place for people to basically to hang out. Well, there will be other tanks throughout the urban area. Most people are probably familiar with the one that we built at Town Branch Wastewater Treatment Plant. You can see it from New Circle. We will have one in the Richmond Road area here sometime in the next couple of years. Again, really concentrated around where the overflows have been in the past. And so trying to balance that as far as being able to control the overflows, but also be sensitive to the neighbors in the neighborhoods. The overall consent decree capital program is estimated at $590 million. There's 10 tanks. They are 7% in the number of projects that we have to do, but they're 55% of the cost. So they're a huge component of what we're doing here and what we're looking at in the future. This tank behind us here costs roughly about $13 million at this point in time right now. It was originally estimated to cost 36. So we feel really, really good that we value engineered this, and we were experiencing the same thing with the other tanks, that hopefully that $590 million expectation will be something significantly less than that.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you very much for meeting us out here.
Thanks for having me.
You can get more information about this project and other sewer plans by visiting lexingtonky.gov/sanitary sewer plans. Well, we're back in action here in the urban county government after the Thanksgiving holiday. You can watch live meetings here on GTV3, or you can watch live streaming on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. And if you miss a meeting, no worries. You can watch the archived meetings on our site as well. Well, that is all for this week's edition of Lexington Now. We'll return next week with more news from your urban county government. But in the meantime, you can keep up with what we're doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also get 24/7 traffic updates by following us on Twitter. Our handle is @LexRex. And if you're a person who likes to actually see with your eyes what's going on, we've got you covered there as well. We have live traffic cams on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at GTV3, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.
The preceding program was produced through the facilities of GTV3.
Are you looking for things to do this week in downtown Lexington? All this week, the Unified Trust Company Ice Rink in Triangle Park is open at various hours. For more information, visit downtownlex.com. On Tuesday, Hopcat is having a Game of Thrones beer dinner with Omega Gang from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit hopcatlex.eventbrite.com. Then on Wednesday at Blue Stallion, Jonathan Bramwell and Tom Boone will be performing some original bluegrass acoustic rock and folk. For more information, visit bluestallionbrewing.com. This Thursday at LV Harkness & Company is Cocktails with Carlton from 5 to 8. For more information, visit lvharkness.com. And on Friday, the Lexington Art League is having a Black Friday art sale where local artists will set up pop-up shops inside the Loudon House. For more information, visit lexingtonartleague.org. Then on Saturday, the Henry Clay Memorial Foundation is having a Kentucky Christmas at Ashland, the Henry Clay Estate, from 10 a.m. until 7. For more information, visit henryclay.org. Also on Saturday, the Junior League of Lexington is having its 10th anniversary party at 21C Museum Hotel in Lexington from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. For tickets and information, visit LexingtonJRLeague.com. If you're looking for something to do, downtown Lexington has it all. Visit downtownlex.com or find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.